been a while. G'day YouTube community. I'm looking for a spot to go trommeling again. Alright, so this was it here. Got some super compacted gravels in here. Might be a little bit tricky to wash, but we'll see what happens. Start with a pan from up high here. Let's see how we go. Alright, we've got some granity looking stuff with some greenstone injection into it. Greenstone's always a good sign here. Right, well, only the two colours, sorry, 4 colours, but 2 of them are extremely small. Got the one little piece there and the little flat sucker next to it. He's alright, he's quite a pure looking piece. So at least there's still gold up high. If it was only down low, then you've got to tunnel in, which can be a pain. The more you can take from the whole face, the better, of course. Okay, let's try here. But we still got to try it. Right, so just little bits of fly shit in that one. Probably a dozen colours, but small. Small. Right, let's try down a little bit lower. That stuff looks pretty good in there. Looks really good. Apart from that scorpion. Hello, little scorpion. You can go over there somewhere. Ooh, that's a bit clayey. It's a little bit trickier to break up. Black sand in there. Alright, probably half a dozen colours up in there. Nothing too big, but not specks, so that's okay. I reckon I'm just going to send it, bring the trommel down and just start going ham, see what happens. Righto, I've wheeled everything out here. Let's get set up. Right, try and get a couple of big rocks under it. Bloody hell, have a look at the old sluice. It's filthy. It's even going rusty. None of my sluices go rusty. They all get way too much of a flogging. Very embarrassed. Yep. This is going to be one rickety ass. It's looking pretty good. Another big rock under that side. Flat. Don't really need to run out all the lay flat this time. I'm using the good Honda this time, so I'll just set it up right there. It's nice and quiet, very fuel efficient, doesn't need to be revved up all the way, so that'll be a much better way to do it. Let's grab some O-rings. Rev him up a little bit more. Close, but not quite. That'll about do it. 1580 RPM. I reset this hour meter too, so I'll be able to work out my hours in case I decided to shovel instead of bucket or something like that. Sluice! Need to tighten that up. Bloody hell. Right, well that's 34 buckets. So that's 1/3 of my daily run. Ooh, yeah, they're looking quite nice in there. Can you guys see it? Let's switch cameras. Alright. Still a little bit overexposed, the video, isn't it? But you can see, I think you guys can see the gold in there. There's some nice flaky boys. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good start, to be honest. I wasn't moving the best ground, and there's hundreds and hundreds of pieces in there, so you ripper. Very happy. Right, so I've got my first 34 buckets in, and this is what I've managed so far. I really just wanted to get rid of all this stuff on the bottom here, which I'm guessing is shit that's fallen from the top up there. I just wanted to get that away so I'd have a nice straight face there and I could actually inspect what all the gravel layers looked like. And there's some pretty interesting looking stuff in there. So let's just try and get a sneaky pan out from right at the bottom. We'll see what's in that. Starting to rain here at the moment. Good fun. Alright, what's down the bottom? Down the bottom we have diddly squat. Maybe some micros. That's alright. I'm not too concerned about that. We're still not really right in there. There's a good chance that that bottom section was undercut and the better gravels are still further in. So we'll go a little bit higher, maybe underneath this rock. Yeah, just a few small bits. No good. I'm not extremely surprised by this. We knew that the bottom wasn't as rich as what it was up here higher, so let's see what happens a bit higher up. Very sandy. Oh, that's some nicer gold. Plenty of specks up the top there now. It's looking better. Most of those are pretty flat, but there is one rounded bit in there, so that's good. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's go a bit higher. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's a nice band. Holy dooly. They're not big, but there's plenty of them. Nice. That's good trommeling ground right there. I'm going to start digging that out. Right, okay. Where can we go now? So last one was there. Let's get rid of this big rock here. Beautiful big round river rock. That's awesome. A bit of that. Looking like some much older material there. A lot harder. I'm excited about this one. It could be good. Right. Then look at that. Nothing. Well, not nothing, but you know, tiny bits. Isn't that interesting? Alright. Doesn't matter because, I mean, the gold wasn't great until we got up to above this level. This was where it was really nice, right there. We didn't get much there, but we did get some there earlier, so we know it's more or less all through it. So let's pick out some of these big rocks and start getting into some of that nicer material. Landslide up here. let's get sluicing. Second run done. Katie was here giving me a hand, so we managed to get in 40 buckets that run, which is pretty good. Looking pretty good in there. Where are the nuggets at? Lots of flakies and fines. Nothing real big and chunky yet, but still really nice. Looking quite good. Where are the nuggets at, honey? Here's the hole so far. Water over the lens. Not too bad. Still, it's looking like the best zone's roughly in the middle. Right, let's do it. That was 40 buckets then. I did 34 before, so that brings me to 74. I only need another 26 to make my 100, which should be a pretty good effort considering I only got out here at lunchtime and still had to set everything up. So if I get me 100, I'm pretty happy. Let's do it. Might switch buckets too. Woohoo! That was my angle. big rock. One. That's another 27 buckets, which actually brings me to 101 buckets total for the day. Righto. Let's see what we got here. That's it. Now switch cameras so we can get a better view at the gold play for the end of the day. Righto, let's have a look in here. Have a look at that. Beautiful. Quite a lot of gold up in that corner up in there. Nice stuff. Still not big, but you know, plenty of gold. Lots of fine stuff. That'll add up nicely. Wow. What's it say, do you know? It's not a best ring edge, is it? It looks like it's got some funky right in it. I don't know, cool darn. It's 2.5 hours on the hour meter for 100 buckets, 101 buckets, which gives me about 40 buckets an hour, which is pretty good. Happy with that. Some nice chunky-ish gold from a sample pan that I just did. About midway up. So that's not too bad. Righto, so back into it now this morning. I've done my sample panning, and what I've established is there's only a few colours down the bottom here in the middle. There's a few more colours down the bottom on this side. About a quarter of the way up there's a little bit. Halfway up where this nice lighter coloured sand that doesn't look anywhere near as good as all the rest of it is really good. There's heaps of colours in that. The next bit above that's got a little bit, that's got a little bit, and that's got a lot. So you could probably sort of get a bit confused by that, but I think that it's not just patchy. I don't think that's the issue. I think that it's all the gold seems to be pretty consistent in the different layers, because each time that I've test panned each of these different layers, it's produced a similar result from all of them. So yeah, I think just keep hammering dirt through and see what happens. But definitely try and focus on the middle here and this lighter coloured stuff. That's definitely where the better gold is. So let's fuel up and get rocking. Don't need to fuel this one up. There's still 3/4 of a tank in there. And I've done 2.5 hours, so I might get 10 hours out of this tank. That's pretty impressive for 3.1 litre tank on the Honda GX200. It's just such a good pump that it doesn't have to run very fast. Let's get into it. Two. Nice clean rough. Right, eh? That's the first run done. Oh yeah. That's not looking too bad. Hopefully you guys can see it from that angle. But no, it looks quite nice. Even getting quite a bit coming down into the miner's moss down in here, which doesn't seem to happen as often. Most of the gold really just stays up in here. But yeah, still fine. But yeah, it looks alright. Looks alright. We'll do okay. Alright, smoko time. And yeah, can walk halfway across the creek in the fine tailings now. Oversized, getting a bit out of control. Very out of control. Hole's really starting to open up there now. Get rid of this big yoni here. A couple of yonis on this side as well. But it's reasonably safe. That's why it's so high. I'm taking out everything that's sort of overhanging. So no, it's a good, safe spot to work in. Gravel seems okay. Could be better. Not a heck of a lot in there. So I think I'm going to do a clean up. We're at 200 buckets now, and we'll see what gold's in there and do the math on it. See whether it's worth continuing working here or whether I should just pack it up. Seems to be dying off a little bit, I think. Right, and that's what's left of 5 tons worth of material. There we go, there's some fine gold in the first handful. Very fine gold. A little bit in there, a little bit. Slim pickings. gold. Oh, did I wake you? I'm so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry. Yeah, good lad. I'm getting somewhere with it, very slowly. Well, there we have it. Very fine gold. Looks really pretty, but yeah, unfortunately that's not looking like it's going to make me much money at the moment, so might have to move on. But we'll get a weight on it tonight and make a decision from there, I suppose. Still very nice. Nice to look at. Just sniffed up all the good stuff. Let's see what it looks like in the pan now. I'd probably be better off hard rock mining, I think. Oh well, still nice to look at. And there's our result. So this came in at 1.85 grams, which gives me about 85 cents per bucket. That was 5 tons worth of material, so it works out as about 0.36 grams per ton, which of course isn't quite enough to make a profit, but no big deal. It was awesome to get down the creek and bust the old trommel out again, dust off the cobwebs and remove a bit of rust. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate it. I apologise that it wasn't a hell of a lot of gold, but hey, maybe next time we'll hit it big time. You just never know in the gold game. That's why it's so damn good.